Good evening, everyone. I'm Pastor Lawrence Blackwell Jr. I'm the senior pastor of Bethel Church in Chicago Heights. Mohammed is not just a candidate, but he is a friend. And I don't say that lightly, but we've known each other, I want to say going on about 7 years now. And so the work that Mohammed has been doing over the years in the community around workforce development, around advanced manufacturing, reshoring initiatives, and other things like that. I remember he has shared so many different things that he has done. And I know that some of you all may know that Mohammed is a man of many talents. Some of you all may remember him being a radio show host some time ago. And his communication skills has just helped him to win the hearts of many. And I believe that not only has happened as it relates to our relationship and many we come in contact with, but it is happening on the campaign trail. And this is a blessing to be able to support a great candidate for Congress of the United States. So before we go another step further, let's give a great round of applause to the candidate, Mr. Mohammed Faheem, my
friend. By the way, please give a round of applause to the team. And I am so blessed to have this team supporting the campaign. Pastor Blackwell has actually been part of President Obama's campaigns in the past, very experienced. He knows the political structure and how we can make a difference. Ken has been helping out in the political field for over 40 years now. He's got a senior businessman, he's got a great business in Frankfurt. We did our first fundraiser at his farm actually on September 25th. And the whole idea was to give back to the community. I'm not going to talk too long because we got some great music and food waiting for us. But we invited a nonprofit that helps people with autism. It's called My Giant Steps. And we managed to raise over $1,000 for them, for their charity. We had a silent auction, we had raffles, and we're going to have another fundraiser at Ken's farm on October 30th, Halloween-themed fundraiser. This time we are partnering with a nonprofit that actually helps battered women and children and their families to get some help for them. So this is what we are about. It's not about raising funds to run for Congress. Of course, it takes a lot of money to run. I'm under no misconceptions. We are going against a sitting congressman who has been there for 3 terms, who is running for his 4th term, and so far he's got about $13 million in his campaign account. I know we are never going to match him on raising funds. But what I do know is he has not done anything for the district that he's been in. Pastor Blackwell was referring to the workforce development work that I've been doing for over 20 years. Literally thousands of people, I helped them find employment. I helped bring in a lot of economic gains to different villages in the district. I've worked very closely with different village managers, and I've worked with local mayors to make a difference in the 8th district. So it's all about what kind of a difference can I make, and can I leave this a better country for our next generations who are coming. Some of the things that you will see on our website, again, it's Faheem for Congress, or there's a short URL, faheem2022.com, that you can take a look at. Fundamental things to make this country better. Employment and jobs is going to be the next pandemic that is going to hit right after this pandemic is under control. You think people are hurting for jobs at one point? Yeah, they're going to be hurting more. So how do we make that change? How do we bring in people to employment, and not just employment, how do we make them earn a living wage? People are working 2-3 jobs to put food on the table. That should not be what America is all about. That is not the American dream. Our education system needs a complete rehaul. We are putting out people with 4-year college degrees and $100,000 in debt and no job when they come out. What good is that kind of education? Yeah, I can talk all night about providing free education. Yeah, nothing is free. Free education is coming out from my pocket and your pocket from our tax dollars. The education has to lead to a job. So instead of putting the cart before the horse, why don't we do some research, ask employers, what are the skills that you need for tomorrow's jobs? Then we go back to the education system and say, hey guys, this is what is needed. Train people for the jobs of the future. Now I put together a couple of conferences that you won't see over here, but I think I may have mentioned it on the website. We call it Bridging the Gap Between Education and Industry. We have to bridge that gap. So we had people from the industry at the table, we had students, we had parents, and we have the educational institutions and the political leaders. Jan Schakowsky, Congresswoman for the 10th District, was a keynote speaker. Brad Schneider, who is the congressman for the 9th District, he was a keynote speaker. Bob Dole was a keynote speaker. So those are some of the things that I am running on, and I don't see the incumbent focusing on these things. Healthcare reform is a must. I mean, we've all seen how much our healthcare system sucks, for lack of a better word, compared to the rest of the world who are supposed to be, this first, in the world kind of thing, right? We are not. Unfortunately, our education system, again, is not first in the world. We have a wonderful country. I love this country that has embraced me. But we need to make some fundamental changes. Immigration, especially for people like us who are immigrants, I came as an immigrant. But if I want to bring my family over here, if I apply for my brothers or my sisters, how long is it taking? 15 years, 20 years before they can come in? By that time, their skills are obsolete, their experience is gone, they come in over here, the American employer is not willing to employ them. They say, hey, you may have the experience from overseas, but you don't have American work experience. I faced that when I came to this country. I was working as marketing manager for Allied Signals for 2 years in Saudi Arabia, American company. I immigrate, I come over here, they say, hey, you don't have American work experience. I did not realize what they were talking about at that point. So my first job was washing windows in the Woodfield Mall. This great company called Express for men. I washed the windows of that. My second job was as a host in Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant in Schaumburg on Gulf Road. That is how I got my start over here, okay? 2 college degrees, 2 bachelors, and 1 master's. International work experience. Something is fundamentally wrong, and that has to change. We are also facing a huge challenge with students and also parents who are coming in on H-1 visas. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not. So someone comes in, highly qualified, goes to work over here, and they bring in their young children with them, and when those children reach the age of 21, basically they are out of status in the country. They have not known any other country. They grew up over here. And they would be forced to go back to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, wherever that they came from. That has to change. No one is paying attention to these things. So now these highly qualified parents have a choice. Their kids either go out of status and then come back as students, and they're paying, 3 times the amount of fees that they would be paying otherwise, or the parents have to make a decision to go back where they came from. Our country is losing out because of that. And Congress is not paying attention. They're too busy playing those games, Republican, Democrat. Yeah, I'm a Democrat, great, but I'm an American first. And we have to start focusing on those things. That's where Pastor Blackwell and I started the Virtual American Town Hall. It's not about complaining, it's about coming in with issues that need to be addressed and then coming in with solutions for that. So we do this every Thursday on Zoom. The website is thevath.com. You can go check out some of the old shows. And this is where we want to make a difference. The employment landscape, our current way of getting people to work is totally obsolete. Illinois Skills Match or the Illinois WorkNet system, Indeed and Hire and all of those things, their software is obsolete. You see Pete over there. Pete, if you could please get up and show your hand. Pete is working with a team to develop a new software program that will accelerate people finding jobs to such a large extent you will be amazed. This software is bringing in the latest machine learning and artificial intelligence into the equation. If someone wants a job, they will find a job. Okay, if an employer wants a productive employee, he will find a productive employee in a matter of nanoseconds. Not what it is taking now. We have already made a couple of presentations to 2 state senators and a state rep. We might be making a presentation to the governor about this. And by the way, it's about solutions. So we are right now writing 4 bills that as soon as I get into Congress, we will be presenting those bills to address these issues and make a difference for the American people. So these are some of the things. It's not about me. It's about making a difference for others. And I need your help. Spread the word. I know most of you may not be living in the district. The district redistricting is going to be happening, so we don't really know where the actual boundaries are going to be. But most probably the northwest suburbs of Chicago. This is a fight that we will win. And again, not based on ethnicity, not based on race, not based on religion. I'm asking the congressman, what has been your performance? It is performance review time. Like any other job, he is working for us. We are paying his salary. Yep, come back to us every 2 years and show us what we have done. And if you go to his website and you go to my website, you will see the difference. It's all about politics and towing the party line and making sure that you stay in power. I have signed a pledge to support a bill that will limit terms of Congress for Congress people and the senators. 3 terms in Congress. That's all. The founders of our country, the people who wrote the Constitution, did not want Congress to be a lifelong career. Okay, so you have Congress people 10, 20, 30 years in Congress, supported by PACs, supported by lobbyists, and these people are actually writing laws for those people, not for you and I, common Americans. We need to make a change. And the fundamental change is, show us what you have done, and then we let the people make the choice. Thank you all very much. We have a wonderful program for you tonight. One of the people that is also part of the team is Imran Khan over here. Imran is doing a lot of IT support for us. Please give him a big hand. And not only that, Imran is a great guitar player, and he put the entire program together. All the artists, he reached out, and he is bringing them to the table. I'm not going to say too much about Salman. I'd let Wasif talk about Salman when he comes in. But you are in for a treat tonight. So thank you again for coming. Dinner is served. Please, let's get started on the dinner, and then, real quick, 15, 20 minutes, let's get the music started. Thank you again for coming. I would love your support. I'm Mohammed Faheem, running for Congress in the 8th Congressional District. Please go to the website, faheemforcongress.com.